So I was going through some type of thinking, how can I start this video the best way? How can I structure this video? I asked ChatGPT even, and in the end I just came to the conclusion that I'll just talk from the heart and hope that it resonates. Because it's my dream to resonate and to bring interesting content, because I love interesting content on YouTube. I love videos that help me forget about the harsh truths of reality and just kind of absorb me, I really want to be part of that, So just talk and I speak from my heart and hope that I can evoke the type of good feeling that some YouTube content evokes with me, Today's topic is going to be trusting yourself. I believe that trusting yourself is a very big topic, very important in everybody's life, because going through life when you don't trust yourself is hard. But sometimes it's very hard to trust yourself. When you failed, when you've made some bad decisions, it's hard to find the trust in yourself again, And I talk about it because I struggle with it myself. And I want you to know that you're not the only one struggling with this. And I'm letting you know that I struggle with it very much, To some people that don't know me, I might look like I trust myself. I might look like I don't have any insecurities or anything. But the truth is that deep down I'm very insecure, And this is something very individual. Everybody has individual things that throughout life can make you struggle to trust yourself, For me, it is that throughout my life I failed sometimes, and I think it still lingers in me, Still haven't processed it, I remember that at 12 years old, for example, I failed the deciding exam that was going to decide whether I'm going to be accepted into higher education in Switzerland. And that was really fatal, because when I got declined, I got into a school where I got heavily bullied. So I'm laughing, but it's not funny. So that failure kind of stuck with me, kind of hit me hard, because it had such a devastating impact on my life. I failed because of this much, because of very tiny margin. I had a 4.19 in the exam, and I needed a 4.25 to pass. So I failed because of this tiny margin, got sent into a problem school, where I got bullied heavily. And this failure started a deep insecurity, And I think a lot of mental health issues. Because this tiny margin, it just meant so much in my life, That's such a big impact, and I think it kind of influenced my subconscious to be very insecure. There were other stuff too. Man, it's so hard to talk right now because I'm in a weird mental health state. But I'm giving my best here to entertain you. I hope it's interesting. I hope you can take something from it. But yeah, this tiny margin made me just so tense, like shit, I can fuck up and it has devastating impact. And other things that have shaken my trust in myself, or you know, when I got my shit together somewhat, like it looked from the outside like I had a lot of mental health issues still, but I got to a point in high school where I got back into higher education. I've passed the exam. You can take the exam a couple years later, a more difficult exam when you're older, and get accepted into higher education, like in middle school or something. I don't know how you call it, if it's middle school. It's when you're like around 14 or 15. Then I passed the test, got into higher education, and actually then I failed and I got into a private school for half a year where I got bullied again. But then I passed, and after that my grades were great, you know. I never had an issue. I was never close to being insufficient with my grades, you know. I always passed every year. And this is like the only space where I open up, and I said before that I won't complain anymore on YouTube. I will only post stuff that I think could be useful to people. I'm not complaining, I'm just talking about my situation. Is this YouTube video interesting to watch? Please comment down below. If you watched until here, man, I'm so grateful. I would never believe that someone would actually watch a video of me through 8 minutes in. Man, well, what if my videos get some acceptance, man, and people watch them and find them interesting? That would mean so much to me. I know I'm very chaotic. It has to do with my name. My name right now on YouTube is ADD Salvatore, because I have ADD, and part of that is being chaotic and unstructured, and that sometimes gets transferred to my videos. I hope that maybe makes them more dynamic, more interesting. If you don't like it, if you would like a structured video more, tell me and I will adapt. I'll do my best to post the best content I can. But yeah, I was talking about the second big thing in my life that made me very insecure. It's when I had my shit together, good grades. I was getting into sports that prevented me from being bullied. You know, sports kind of made everything better. I was in a basketball team. You know, from the outside it looked great, you know. Then I fucked it up. I injured my ACL and my meniscus terribly. That was the end for my sports career, because after that, 1 year after that, I injured it again, tore the ACL again, had surgery on it again. Then later when I went into boxing, at some point my knee started to bother me. So yeah, this whole thing, just this one injury, ACL and meniscus injury, just started a whole set of problems with my knee that made me insecure, you know, that I fucked up and injured myself and made my life more difficult. That shook my trust in myself further, you know. So I have those things like this, failing an exam by a tiny margin and being sent to a problem school where I get bullied. Then one big thing was at 18 years old when I had my shit together, injuring myself, ending my sports career because of that. That's one big thing. One other thing again that's kind of recent is in the last year, 2024, I had some spiritual experiences that I thought were spiritual experiences. I experienced being like fictional characters, experienced being the Flying Dutchman from SpongeBob, experienced interacting with Star Wars characters and with Hades from the Hercules movie. So I felt that maybe I'm the reincarnation of Heracles, and I thought my parallel identity is Darth Vader because I interacted with Star Wars characters and because I had some type of experience in the flesh that I'm Darth Vader, you know. And then waking up, understanding what psychosis is and what psychotic sensations are, I knew that this was probably just psychosis and psychotic sensations that I have from smoking a lot of weed. That's one other thing, you know. That's many things that have shaken my trust, you know, in myself and in life. And I hope people can relate, because the truth is that in life your trust will get shaken, you know, and it's about kind of accepting it, you know, accepting the good and the bad, you know, and riding with it and looking for the positive, you know. Looking for the positive, and I don't know what else I can say. There's so many things to talk about, so many things that shaken my trust. I can go so deep into that, and I will end it with something positive. But you know that shook my trust. First of all, thinking that weed is going to heal me, but it just caused psychosis. You know, because on the internet you hear so many times, oh, weed is healing and stuff, this and that, cannabis is healing. And then shit, this wasn't healing. All this time I thought it was healing me, but it was just causing psychosis. And then I thought, oh, this sensations that I have, oh, this is my purpose. I'm the reincarnation of Darth Vader and Hercules. And then I have to understand, damn, no, these were psychotic sensations. So shaking up my reality again. Then, oh yeah, that happened actually. Something that happened before all this parallel identity stuff is that I failed an important exam in university by a tiny margin again. Like flashback to when I was 12, failed an important exam. I failed by a tiny margin twice on this exam, and then I had only one. Because of that, I had only one try. Now that I continued my studies, I had only one try, and I tried to make them understand that on one of those exams there were technical errors, and the university didn't approve of the correction of the grade. So I got psychosis, and I got also mad at them for not approving it. Wrote some threatening emails. That's why I'm in a procedure now where I might not be allowed to study, or might have a long temporary expulsion. I don't know how you say it, that they're going to expel me for some time. So I'm fucking things up sometimes, and that shakes my trust in myself. Some things don't go the way I want them to go, and just very sensitive and sad. But I'm not going to complain, I'm going to keep going. I'm doing my best to produce good content. Just hope somebody finds those vlogs interesting, you know. So yeah, truth is my mental health is making me fuck up my life a bit. Maybe you can relate, maybe you fucked up. I fucked up a lot. I ruined my chances of getting a degree, probably, because I made a big mistake, wrote some wrong emails to the wrong people. Oftentimes I failed by a tiny margin in life, and that shakes my trust in myself. And you know, what I want you to take from this is that you're not alone. We just have to keep going, you know. Accept. Look for the positive, like Rich Piana said. And yeah, as I said, I'm going to end this in a positive note. I'm going to end this with saying that the positive in my life is my ambition to produce good content on YouTube, my dream of producing good content on YouTube and being stable in the media world, you know, being part of the media world. That was always my dream, you know, television and YouTube. And I mean, it hasn't always been YouTube. It used to be acting before that, getting into movies, but being part of media was always kind of my dream. I'm going to end this with this positive note. I have my dream, becoming a YouTuber, building a successful web page business where I coach people. I want to coach a lot of people, have a lot of people getting through their circumstances, because one thing is for damn sure, I've learned a lot in my life, and I have a lot of knowledge to give and to help people in their individual circumstances and give them advice, you know, how to deal with stuff, having an open ear to people. I'm a good listener, so I'm looking forward to that. I have that dream of making that work, coaching a lot of people, helping a lot of people out, producing useful content. See you to the next one.